In today's video, I will be sharing with you the importance of long-term thinking, and in order to be able to do that, I would love to share with you a story which I personally really like. Once upon a time, a little boy was taking a walk with his mom through the city. They came by a construction site where a lot of people have been working, and the little boy was always very curious about what is going on there. So he went up to the first worker and he asked him, "Sir, what do you do here? What is your job?" And this man, who was kind of grumpy and a little bit unfriendly, was like, "Boy, I'm putting bricks together. I'm a construction worker. This is what I do." So the little boy went up to the next man and asked, "Sir, what do you do here? What is your job?" And this man was a little bit more friendly and he said, "Boy, I am building walls. I am a construction worker. This is my job." So the little boy went up to the third man, who was a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and he was clearly very happy with what he was doing. So he asked the third man, "Sir, what do you do here? What is your job?" So the older man turned to the little boy and told him, "You know, little man, I am building a church. One day, this is going to be one of the most beautiful churches you will ever see in your life. Yes, I might be a construction worker. Yes, I might be putting bricks together one after the other to build a wall. But what I'm truly building here is a beautiful, beautiful church. It might take us a few years until we finally see what we are building, but I can already see it in here. I see exactly how beautiful this church will turn out." So the little boy was very happy with this answer. He thanked the man and continued walking with his mom. Just as this old man from the story, who was able to envision how this church will look like one day in a few years from now, that's how we need to envision how our life will look like in a couple of years. And that's exactly what I want to talk about in this video. Hi my friend, my name is Robert Hurt and I want to welcome you to Your Best Self. The YouTube channel helps you become the best possible version of yourself, one video at a time. If you're completely new to this channel, consider subscribing if you're into personal development, becoming your best self, and living a better life in freedom, happiness, and joy. With that said, let's get into the video. We want things now. We want to be instantly gratified right now. We want to see results right now. And if we don't do that, then we don't feel really happy and we feel like some sort of loser. Because we've been so conditioned to the short-term pleasures all around us through Netflix, through buying stuff online, and it's delivered on the next day, and all of that stuff, that we totally forget how long-term thinking actually works. It's like a muscle that we never really exercise, because it's so hard for us to imagine something very, very long-term and work towards that. I remember this one day where I was talking to a friend who was already, a year or 1.5 years into his business, and that's before I started my own online business, that I was talking to him and I asked him like, "Hey, how long did it take you to finally see some results?" And he was like, "It took me 1.5 years to be finally seeing, some results." And I remember thinking there like, 1.5 years? Like, I don't want to be working for 1.5 years without seeing any results. That to me at this point sounded crazy. Like, I couldn't imagine working for a year or two without any results. I wanted to have results right now. And I went into having an online business with that expectation. I thought that, I will constantly and immediately see results and I will just blow up and, be making so much money. And that's unfortunately because a lot of the products that are being sold online, promise this dream of instant gratification, of you being able to make money in 24 hours. You're gonna be making $100 a day in like 2 weeks or whatever. All those promises, they lead to having those false and unrealistic expectations. And that's what happened to me. I was so fixated on this short-term pleasure that when I didn't see results fast enough, I would just jump to the next opportunity and to the next one and to the next one. And I wasn't, really able to stick through with one thing, even though this is what I had to do in order to start seeing results at some point. You gotta see the project or whatever you're doing as building a skyscraper. And everything that you do, every task that is working towards that, is a little block that you build up on the other. And slowly and steadily, you will be building this huge, beautiful skyscraper. Just as in the story of this man building bricks together to build a wall to, end up building the most beautiful church that is gonna be seen by mankind. That's how you need to see all the things that you do in order to realize a project. For me, for example, YouTube, that is a very long-term project. It is not gonna be in a few months I will be blowing up and all of a sudden have all those views and money will be coming in. I know that this is a long-term project where I need to be working my ass off for a year or 2 or 3 until I finally see significant results. So every video that I make is basically essentially a block that I build upon to build the foundation first of this huge skyscraper, and then every single video is going to be one block after the other to be building this huge skyscraper. But the problem is that a lot of us people think that we need to become successful in like 1, 2 or 3 years, and that perhaps people will think that we are a loser or a failure or whatever if we are working for 4, 5, 6 years without any significant results. But that is not the case, because even if you take 5 years to discover yourself, to be working on a project and learning so much about this thing, you will be so much ahead of the people that are not doing anything or are simply working paycheck to paycheck. And in order to make you understand this point, I would love to share with you a little clip from one of Gary Vee's speeches that I think is perfectly fitting to this video right here. So enjoy.
Mindset. We do not have a good relationship with time. We don't. We're impatient. We're impatient because we care about what other people think about us. That's the fucking game. You know it, I know it. We're doing way too much shit based on other people's fucking opinion. And the only thing that I got lucky with is when I was 26 and I was carrying out a case of champagne for my friends when they would stop by the liquor store, and they would laugh at me when they went in the car because I was working for my dad's liquor store and I was such a loser. The only thing that went through my mind is, laugh now, motherfucker. Because I'm not worried that I'm down 20 points in the first quarter. This shit only ends when 000 hits the fucking clock. And so I highly recommend, because I got so much love for this room, for real, that all of you realize it's not even halftime. It's not even fucking halftime.
It is not even halftime. I love that. So make sure to not be so obsessed on short-term pleasure and wanting to see results right now. Obviously it helps if you see results early on, but don't be so obsessed about that. Don't stress yourself out if you do not see the results early on, because they will come when you think long-term, when you know that this is a project that you're going to be working on for a few years. And then all the results, all the seeds that you have been planting day in, day out will grow and you will be able to reap the rewards at some point. But you gotta be exercising that muscle of long-term thinking. Sit down and think about, where do I see myself in 5, 10, 20 years? How does my perfect life look like in 5, 10, or 20 years? Make it as detailed as you can in certain areas of your life, in health, in relationships, in finances, in profession, in whatever areas you want to do that, but make sure to be as detailed as you can to have this long-term vision that you can envision every single day so you know where you are ultimately going. And then obviously do not waste your time. Work every single day, work smart and work hard to be making that long-term vision that you have a reality. Yes, it is going to take time. Yes, it will be hard. Yes, you will suffer, you will feel pain, you will fall down, you will make mistakes, you will fail, but it is part of the process. And you need to realize that. And only when you have this long-term thinking and you know that you are in it for the long game, only then you will become successful. Because otherwise you will feel so down about yourself that you don't see results, early on. You will feel like a little failure because, people will question you like, hey, have you made $1 million yet? After working like a year or 2 online while they are, living paycheck to paycheck. So exercise that muscle, think long-term, put off short-term pleasure for long-term fulfillment, and you will be happier day in, day out. Because you're not going to be so stressed about seeing and wanting and having to see results right now. And yes, I know sometimes it is hard because sometimes you depend on those results and you need to make something happen in order to stay above the waters. But still, it is a long-term game and you can't stress yourself out too much about having to see results right now. So once you do that, once you exercise that long-term thinking muscle, you will be happier day in, day out. So do that, sit down, make a plan, create a vision that you are so excited about working towards to every single day, and you will be excited waking up every single day and working towards that vision and making it a reality. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments down below, and also let me know, what is your vision? Where do you work towards to? What do you want to achieve in 5, 10, or 20 years? Do you want to become a public speaker? Do you want to become a best-selling author? Do you want to travel around the world? Or whatever that is, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that right now and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. And with that said, I wish you an awesome day. This is Robert, signing off.